Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video where I basically just sit down, update you guys, chill with you about my entire beauty routine. We call this like my current beauty rotation kind of video. Is basically in today's video I'm gonna first, like what I'm doing right now is sitting down and doing my makeup. So let's talk about that. And then there'll be more of like a vlog style element to it. I don't want this video to be too long, but I still want to give you like a slight bit of a catch up of sorts, if I can put that correctly. So basically, if you just want to like chill with me, discuss makeup, skincare, and just see me chatting basically as I do my makeup, then this is the video for you. I have decided that after we like do my makeup, which I'm doing right now, I will be showing you some of my moisturizers. So currently I have like a specific set, right? I'm using the Plum 10% niacinamide serum, then I'm using the Aqualogica Glow Plus moisturizer as my moisturizer step, and then the Dermaco Ceramide sunscreen is my sunscreen. So that's my current skincare routine, and I'm going to use these three products together till I run out of at least one. So this is going to be my set skincare routine. I'm most likely going to run out the sunscreen first, but then the sunscreen I think I can easily replace. So depending on whether I use up the niacinamide serum first or the Aqualogica Glow Plus moisturizer first, depending on that I will decide what I want to swap out. So most likely if I do use up the Plum niacinamide serum, I'll just repurchase that one. My main goal is, to be very honest, I want to use up the Aqualogica Glow Plus moisturizer because that comes with a huge amount of products. So to get that empty would be like a very big accomplishment. You know, like when I have my project pan empties that I, you know, end up reaching my goal on, like using up an entire blush. It's very, very difficult to do, but when you do it, you feel very proud. I feel like the same way about this. Like if I use up the entire Aqualogica Glow Plus moisturizer, I'm going to be very proud of myself, honestly. So that's what my plan is to do. But then at the same time, I'm also thinking, what is the moisturizer I want to incorporate next after I use up my Aqualogica Glow Plus moisturizer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically show you all the moisturizers that I have in my collection right now, and I want you guys to pick out a moisturizer for me. So that's what we're going to do after I finish doing my makeup. Just to give you guys some context as to what you can watch in this video and what you can expect from me in this video, I thought I should mention that. Now, talking about what I'm doing right now, I was looking for my brushes actually, but apart from looking for my brushes, I told you guys in one of my, I think it was my last like routine video like this, basically where I told you about the Tiny Decisions app, which I got to know from Sarah Rose. So she is basically a beauty content creator that I follow. She does a ton of like Shop My Stash, Project Pan, those kind of videos, and she mentioned this app where basically there is like a wheel in which you enter the products that you have in your collection, and if you are kind of in a rut as to what products to use, you can just randomly select products to the randomizer and end up choosing products that way. So I did it today to pick out a loose powder, eyeshadow, blush, and bronzer. So I'm gonna show you each product that got picked out. I have screen recordings of the app, and I'm obviously going to show you what the products are, and we're going to do my makeup together. So that's what I have decided to do today, and I'll also talk you through. So I'm really happy with all the products that got picked out, and I'll tell you why. I feel like these are products that I am a little bit, how do I say, like dicey on whether I like them or I don't like them. So I think the fact that it got picked out today and I get to wear all of them, I actually get to make up my mind as to what I like and what I don't like. So starting with first, the loose powder that got picked is Milk Makeup's Pore Eclipse Translucent Loose Setting Powder. Now I was very excited to buy this, but after I bought it, I saw Andrea Metilano's review on it and she did not like it. She mentioned it in one of like her worst products of the year wala videos, and for me personally, I don't hate it. I just think it's a little bit too, what do you say, like almost thick. It's not very finely milled or blurring or smoothing, and I think it looks a little bit more heavy than I would like. Those are my only observations so far, but today I'm going to wear it and then see what my makeup looks at the end of the day. Yeah, one more thing is, if you have any lines under your eyes, like I'm 25, okay, so I don't have like fine lines and wrinkles, but I have these lines under my eyes over here. Like there are few here obviously, like just normal creases that you have under your eyes, and I have noticed that this can settle into those sometimes. I mean, it's happened once or twice. So this is definitely not my favorite powder, but it's also not something that I hate so much. Like some of the others are like very dewy powders. When I say dewy, I mean they have a more radiant finish on the skin. So those I feel like I dislike more than I dislike this. But this has different reasons of why I dislike it, if that makes any sense. So yeah, basically, long story long, is that I want to try this out and see how I feel about it. And I think even if I don't like it, I will still use it, but I just need to know exactly how I feel about it. By the way, they have shades, so I should tell you what shade I am in. I think it was translucent medium. Yeah, it's translucent medium. Okay, I'll quickly do my eyebrows. Now that is something that I didn't pick through a randomizer because I only have one eyebrow pencil and that's what I use. I like to chat with you guys like about beauty in general when I'm doing like these talking videos. So the question for today's video is, how many beauty products do you own in total? When I say beauty products, today let's just stick to only makeup. So do you have like a small makeup collection that fits in a pouch, or do you have like some sort of a organizer, you know, the ones that you get on Amazon? Okay, I feel like I'm going to ham. Like this eyebrow, I feel like I definitely went more ham than I should have, but we'll stop. Okay. Now the eyeshadow palette that got picked, I almost thought it was going to be Colourpop, but then it swinged towards the Avon duo that I have. Now the duo obviously has a highlighter and a bronzer. I use the bronzer as an eyeshadow, and that's how I have hit pan on it, and this is what got picked. I was hoping something more experimental would have gotten picked, to be honest, but it's not like I'm complaining. Sometimes you just need to go with the basics that you know and love, and I've actually been using this for a couple of days in a row, so that's why I was hoping like something else would have gotten picked, so I would have gotten to play around with eyeshadow versus just using what I anyways use. Okay, so coming back to my question, do you have like one of those makeup organizers that you see on Amazon and online that fits more makeup than you could fit in a makeup pouch? Or do you have like a big chest of drawers? Do you have a vanity? How do you store your makeup, and how many products do you have in your collection? I'm very curious because I feel like the last decade that this makeup boom has happened on the internet. It's obviously great for beauty brands, but at the same time I feel like we have just been growing a collection of products that all do the same things for us. Like, how is it different to have 5 or 10 different blushes when they're all the same shade or sort of all very similar to each other? They all do the same purpose. Like, you could just have 1 or 2 instead of having 10. Like, that's how I feel now that I bought so much makeup. I don't regret buying the makeup from US, but I just feel like I just have a ton of duplicates in my collection, even though they might be slightly different. So don't get me wrong, I know that they are not all dupes for each other, but I still feel like I kind of have a ton of duplicates in my collection. Just how I feel. Anyway, let's move on to a blush application. For this I have the color bar I was gonna say. CoverGirl True Blend So Flush High Pigment Blush. This is in the shade Coral Crush, but it's very much of a pink. Now this I wore the other day, so I kind of know that I like it, but it's another opportunity to wear this. And usually I don't use such a big dense brush with this, but today I'm going to have to. So yeah, coming back to what I was saying, I just feel like, me personally, I could easily just have 1 or 2 blushes in my collection, like one peach, one pink, and honestly I don't need more than a peach and a pink. I mean, I know some people like orange, some people like purple, and I'm not saying that it's bad to experiment with makeup, it's definitely not, but if you want to experiment with makeup, and if you want to have a big collection that has variety, at least your products should be diverse. And I think it also depends on how you consume makeup. Like, I consume makeup, it's not like I don't like wearing makeup, I love wearing makeup, but I like makeup because of how it makes me look. Basically, it might be a very shallow thing to say, but it's brutally honest. Like, I like the way I look I like the way I look with makeup versus without makeup. It's not like I use it to cover myself or anything. Like, if I was sick or if I was not feeling like it, I would not do my makeup, but I've just gotten used to the way I look with makeup, and it's something that I do prefer. Like, see, again, if I'm at home, I'm just chilling around, if I'm not filming, I'm not gonna wear makeup. But if I look at myself in the mirror, and it's just one of those things, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I've gotten so used to seeing myself with makeup, and I like the way I look, and I look so put together, I look dressed up, I look presentable with makeup versus without. But it's not like I don't like the way I look with makeup. Like, I'm not gonna go to bed with makeup, or if I'm just sitting at home, I'm not gonna put on makeup just because, like, no one's seeing me. It's one of those things. So yeah, anyway, I definitely went on a tangent, but for me personally, I use makeup as something that it's like an everyday part of my routine, but it's not something that I experiment a ton with, and that is a very well-known fact that I don't experiment with my makeup. So for me to have a very huge collection, a very diverse collection, doesn't really make too much sense. So I've been thinking about this more and more, and as much as I enjoyed buying so much makeup from the US, I know that I will not be buying a ton of makeup for at least the next couple of years till I go through everything that I bought. So that's how I feel, and I would love to know how you guys feel about it in general. How big is your collection again? Like, I already asked you all those questions. So let's move on next and apply bronzer, contour. I kind of put in the same category. The product that got chosen is actually a bronzer. This is the Fenty Beauty Shady Biz bronzer. The name is Shady Biz, the name of the shade, but this is the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Instant Warmth Bronzer, and I got the second shade, which is Shady Biz. This is what the packaging looks like. Very reflective, will easily get all your thumbprints on it. Let me try and open this. It's like a magnetic packaging, so it could be a little bit difficult to open. I do have like lotion on my hands, so I think that's why it's getting a little bit difficult to open. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the packaging. I have mentioned this a couple of times that I wish the packaging was not so hard to open, and I always get scared that that's me struggling with the packaging. I always get scared that if I open it with too much pressure, I might just end up getting a gash in the packaging, like in the pan, like I did with my e.l.f. Quad, the eyeshadow quad. Okay, you know what? Oh yeah, it's open. I was gonna say, you know what, let me go off camera and try to open it and then come back, but it's open now. So what it looks like, it has a mirror too, and then you have the product right here. I mean, even though I've used it a couple of times, it looks like it's pretty brand new. Like the SB logo is still there on it. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that now. It's been a while since I've used it, so I've almost forgotten what the shade looks like. I mean, it's pretty subtle. I was recently trying out and trying to separate all the products in my collection, like the ones that are subtle and the ones that are more stark. So the Milani one is subtle. Which other one? There was one more that I found to be quite subtle. Next, I feel like I should try out the NARS one again. This one I would also put in the subtle category, but it's just such a pain to open. That's my only complaint with this one. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the new products that I'm going to try out. Now I'm just going to put some liner, lipstick, complete all of my makeup, and then I'm going to show you my moisturizer. So that's what you will see next. Okay, so in the second segment of this video, I'm going to just show you all the moisturizers that I own. They are basically fitting in the same frame. I'll just quickly tell you what is what in case you were not able to tell. This is the Dot & Key Watermelon and Glycolic Acid Matte Moisturizer. I actually have two of this. I just got one to show you. Then I have the Solve Labs Air Whip Moisturizer. This one is actually brand new. I'm wondering if I should have any brand new moisturizers in the selection or not. But I mean, let's see now that I put it, because there are a couple of Dermaco ones which are like brand new, which I didn't bring out here to show you. But since I have it, we'll consider this one as well. But mainly, I want to have only those which are, how do I say, older. I mean, this one is also brand new because it's not opened, and so is this one. Yeah, so I mean, I think these three, let's put them on one side and then the others over here. Okay, let's put these three here because they're brand new, and then these are all opened ones. So anything that is opened, I want to use up first. So like I have Within's Daily Dew. Now I've used this just a couple of times, but it is opened. Then there is Biotique's Rice Water and Niacinamide Gel Moisturizer. This one is older as well. Cica and Cinnamide Oil Free Moisturizer. This one I want to say is going to be coming up close to being a year old. Now of course it's not going to expire within a year, but I mean it's still older as compared to the other products. Then Lactic Alamine's Light Moisturizing Gel, and this is the other Aqualogica moisturizer that I have. So once I use up the Glow Plus moisturizer, I want to add one of these products in my next rotation for my skincare. So I want you guys to tell me which product you want to see and which one I should put ideally. If I'm able to come to a conclusion based on you guys' suggestions, I'll do that, or else my second option would be to then check which is the oldest one, or rather which one is going to expire first. I think that would be a better way to gauge. Depending on which one's going to expire first, I'll choose the next moisturizer that should go in, and then based on that I will decide my serum that I'm going to use and my sunscreen. Sunscreen would mostly be the same, but serum I will pick once the moisturizer is picked.